Hey everybody, welcome to part 5 of the USS New Jersey build. And in this episode, I'm going to be working on the forward air defense station. That's what this little part is. It sits on, this is the very top of the conning tower. So this is, there's some things that we need to work on here. According to Pontos, we're going to be cutting this part off and then sanding this off, and then those will get replaced with some photo etched parts that I need to go find on here. And then there's also some I think 13 individual pieces that go on this wall right here. So we got a lot of work ahead on here. Hopefully not as much as the on the previous episode here, but it should be fun, hopefully. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started, get some of these seams, these little lines taken off, as sanded off as well. So should be a fun episode, and let's get to it. All right, first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is cut this platform off. I'm going to use this ceramic blade that I got, and it's pretty fine teeth marks here. So it's going to cut a little smoother, hopefully, than the regular saw blades that I have here, like this one here. So I'm going to go ahead and start sawing this off here. I want to try to make sure that it's straight. And I'm just going to go ahead and take my time on this. There we go. Nice clean break right there. I like this blade. This first time I used it to cut something off here. It's a good blade. All right. Next step I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and remove the support bracket for that platform. All right, there we go. It's still got a little more sanding to do, but I think we might be okay here. But I'll keep working on this. Make sure that I'm not making this like flat on one side here. So I'm going to go ahead and keep working it, and I'll be right back. All right, the platform's gone. A little sanding there with the 180 grit that I have here, and then I finished it off with 400 grit sander. So making sure that I didn't sand too much off, and so it doesn't look too bad here. I was going to sand these injection points out, but then I realized that these ECM compartments here will hide those injection points. So if you ever work on this, you don't need to worry about that. So now the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clean up these edges here. If you can take a look closer, you can see how there's some where the plastic joins together right here. So I'll go ahead and sand those off, and then get this straightened out. So we'll be a lot of sanding on this one here. So I'll be right back. I decided to go ahead and glue the forward air defense station to the conning tower right here. The reason being is when I add the support for the platform, I'm going to need this piece right here to go ahead and put that support beam for that platform that goes right here. The first step I'm going to do on the photo etch detail part is adding this strip of metal that they have that goes on the top of that. And on the Pontos instructions, which I will bring right here, there are a whopping 13 pieces for this section right here. And those little 13 pieces are somewhere in here. You can see it right there. So not quite looking forward to that. That's going to be quite fantastic. Not really. Here's that support that I was talking to you about. I'll go ahead and show you exactly what I mean. So it's going to go ahead and sit like that. But we'll save that for later. When I was working on the Iowa here, this is what it's going to look like. You have these little support that pushes out this metal piece here, and so it gives it a little bit of depth on here. I'm not exactly sure what this is called, but if you know, you can go ahead and bleep bloop it down on the comment section and let me know. So with that, I guess I got a lot of work ahead of me on this, and most likely I'll be doing this all on off camera. At least I can try to get this piece bent to its shape. So I'm going to go ahead and get working on that. So the first step I ended up doing, working on this photo etch piece here, is that I just laid it on the on this wall here, bulkhead, I guess if you want to call that, and then I just try to center as best as I could, and then I just use my fingers to go ahead and push down the photo etch parts to the best of my ability, and then that gives me the shape that will stick out just slightly past this bulkhead here. So it's going to sit like that with some spacing on here, and I believe that these edges fold in a little bit, so I'm going to have to fold that later, but got a lot of work. Like I said, luckily these have little grooves on there, so these little pieces will just slide right in here, and that way it should be hopefully easy to do. All right, good times ahead. Well, it took me about a week to get these things glued together, so it's pretty hard to do. I will admit this. This is the second time I've done this before. It was hard on the Iowa when I did it. It was hard on this one as well. Fortunately, Ponto's supplied enough of these little ridges on here, or support, whatever you want to call it. I've lost 3 of them. I'm not sure where they all went, hence they're lost. So I got lucky on that one. They don't look great. I'll admit that they don't look great. They're pretty awful, I would have to say, but it's done. The effect of it should look okay once I get this glued together. And once I get this glued in, hopefully none of these things will fall out. If it does, I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. So that was the hardest part. So I'll get this glued to the conning tower and move on to the next step. All right, so I got this piece added to the conning tower. It looks okay from here, but it, just as I suspected, I lost a piece right over here. As you can see right there, there's a void. And if you look a little closer, there's a bunch of glue. I've been having problems with this specific support here, and it wasn't a surprise that was the piece that flew off. So I'm just gonna leave it as is. I can't find the piece. It flung off somewhere else. I'm not quite sure where. So it's joining its brother and sisters in the carpet somewhere. But it is what it is. Now I'm gonna leave it as is. I guess you could say it, and I admit it. It doesn't look great. So whatever. And then I also had to make a correction on this top base here for the conning tower. I noticed that the ECM compartment and this conning tower did not line up properly with this top here. It was a little crooked, just like that. Probably wouldn't notice it, but then if I were to continue without fixing it, then it was going to stand out pretty bad. So I ended up cutting it and then re-gluing to a more proper position. So it looks a lot better. So hopefully that doesn't bite me in the end there. But anyways, that's the work I've done so far. I'm going to go ahead and get that platform that goes right here, get that glued together, and we'll get one step closer to painting, the rest of this. So I will be right back, and hopefully you guys are okay with this camera angle. I got a new iPhone, and the problem was I can actually show up close without having the camera all herky-jerky a little bit. So let me know if you guys don't like this view. If you do, let me know. If you don't, let me know. Put it on the comments below. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this platform support underneath this right here, like that. So get a little super glue, and that should take care of that part. So let's see if I can go ahead and get this done on camera. This should be fun. If I can get my tools here ready to go. I think I will go ahead and apply the glue on this rather than put it on the model, on the parts. So let's see how this goes. All right. You're probably all thinking, oh, you put too much glue on here. Probably did. I probably did. There we go. I will accept that. I'll just go ahead and reinforce it with a little more glue. And then after that, I will work on putting the support platform, the support beam that goes right here. So I'll be back. All right, getting this platform ready to go. Put this. Make sure it's set properly, which I think it is. Slide and fold. Past 90. All right, I got my piece ready for install. All right, it's time to go ahead and put that the support on there for this platform. Just add a little bit of glue here. All I need is just a little bit of glue. And I need to also remember how this goes on. Yeah, I'm not sure how I did that, but it's almost perfect. Almost. Like I said, almost perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little more glue on here so it's secured, and make sure it's lined up. But all I have to say, the detail looks pretty nice on here. Except for this part. All right, folks. Next thing I'm going to do is put this platform here, the flooring for this platform, and it goes right there. So go ahead and put some glue on here. I don't want to add too much, but I tend to put too much. Get enough to just seat it there. Might use my hand here. There we go. That is probably the easiest part of all this photo etch for this particular part on the conning tower. And the next step I gotta do is get the railing on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for that. So to do the railing right here, I ended up having to use the roller set that I have right here, basically. And you've seen in previous videos, I just put the piece here, get a couple dowels and just kind of flatten it out, you know, and then just worked it a little bit, massaged it to its shape, and this is what I got here. It's a little, it's not even, but you know, if I try to play with it a little more, it could break this piece, which we don't want that to happen. So right now I'm going to go ahead and glue this onto the platform here. I did a couple of dry runs, and I think I might have to do this off camera, but let's go ahead and see how this goes though. So all right, well, I will work on this off camera and I'll be right back. All right, guys and gals, I got this railing put on this platform here, so doesn't look too bad. It's a little, the railing here, you can't see it, but it's a little, I don't know, how can I say it, pointing in a diagonal direction right here. You can barely see it. I don't want to mess the camera view, but I am happy with how it turned out on this one. So the more I mess with it, like that, the more fragile it's going to get and pieces will break, because this part right here, I think it's already been getting a little bit of metal fatigue already. I don't know, I think there might be a crack right there. So I am just going to leave it as is. I'm going to just say this is good. So I think the next step I got to do is put some platforms on the side right here, and then we'll be done with this portion of this video. So moving forward with this. All right, I believe I am done with this primary conning tower. Due to my awesome fumbling skills, I did break the railing over here, which is unfortunate. I just glued it back together. Now it's no longer in mint condition, but there's not much I can do. I decided I was going to go ahead and put the railings that go on the side right here, but I decided I'm going to go ahead and add those later when I start painting, because I don't want to kind of screw up the railings and then watch it fall apart, and that's the last thing I need on that part. So I'm just go ahead and put this over here, maybe put it over here so at least it shows something. And then I also got the platform railing done for the second funnel. I used the folding bending tool jig to bend these railings into its place, and then I just gently massaged it to put it so it fits that platform, and glued it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll set that aside and then attach that to the funnel whenever I start painting, whenever that may be. So I'm going to go ahead and call this episode complete. If you haven't, please smash that like button. If you have any comments, questions, any feedback, just kind of put that all down in the comment section. And if you haven't, please subscribe to this channel and you can continue watching this build as it progressively goes on. So until then, thanks for watching, and I will see you all on the next episode.